Well, as well as their Super League title, Wigan are defending the Tetley's Challenge Cup this season, and the leading amateur sides kicked off the tournament last week. The teams come from across the United Kingdom, and no one travelled further on the road to Wembley than the Scottish champions, the Aberdeen Warriors.
It means everything. The guys, taking time off work to travel down here. Hopefully we can do the job today. The boys seem quite well prepared, so we'll go out today and we'll do our best.
It's a round trip of 700 miles from Aberdeen to St Helens, but for the Challenge Cup, it's worth it. The Warriors have come a long way in a short space of time, in more ways than one.
All right, guys, let's start getting ready. When league start going next door. I started playing rugby league when I was in the British Army. I came back out of the Army, moved back to Aberdeen where there was no rugby league in place, and got involved with Scotland students. From that, we set up a pilot scheme. And from there, we built the team. We built the Warriors, and 2011 was when we first took on the field. Guys, we're not even 3 years old yet, and we're in a Challenge Cup game. It's absolutely fantastic, boys. Think about what we're doing. So let's go out there today and enjoy it. We all ready? Let's go outside.
Rugby league in Scotland is on a real high at the moment. Reaching the quarter-finals of the World Cup has really raised the sport's profile north of the border.
At the time, we was on the back pages of national newspapers, of Scotland newspapers, and that's never happened from a rugby league point of view. We had some fantastic coverage and little things like this as well, the team coming down here and playing in the Challenge Cup, and hopefully the game will start to grow in Scotland.
That's a line! That's a line! I'd like to see a pro side maybe in the Championship before the next World Cup, so I think that's maybe a goal for Scotland Rugby League. It's certainly something that we're looking towards and building towards. That is definitely having a Championship side before the next World Cup in 2017.
The Warriors have ambitious plans, but their immediate task was to face one of Amateur Rugby League's most distinguished clubs, Pilkington Recs. The St Helens-based side are coached by Lee and ex-Wigners player Kurt Haggerty.
It's a massive day. I said the club's never met before, and the Aberdeen Warriors have only been going 3 years, and we're a long-standing history, so it's still known for each other, so we'll enjoy it, get stuck into each other.
Think about what we need to do today. Target the right areas. Make sure our passes are safe and they go into our teammates' hands.
I think the massive underdogs, Pilks, renowned rugby league, St Helens, some great players, some ex-pros playing, but just because they're the favourites doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win, so it'd be nice to get some of that brave heart spirit and Aberdeen get a good win today.
Aberdeen certainly made their presence felt, but Pilkington's experience and quality proved to be too much for the Warriors. The hosts dominated from the start, running in 6 first-half tries that knocked the stuffing out of their visitors. For both teams, it was their first competitive game of the season, and the pace of the match eventually told on the Scots.
3 minutes, right? Let's take a look around, look into each other's eyes, yeah? If you're not up for it, get off the field, yeah? 3 minutes is not a lot in your life, yeah?
Despite the inquest, there were more tries to come, but there was praise from one very knowledgeable observer.
There's a massive golfing class, but I don't think that makes any difference, I think it's a great outing for Aberdeen. It's a tremendous fillip for all the hard work that's being done in Scotland. And there's some hard forwards in that side and some nice running. They've come down a long way to play the game, and they'll go back. They'll be a lot better team.
Aberdeen improved in the second half and restricted Pilkington to just 3 tries as the strong winds and driving rain took hold. The game finished 46-4, but the Warriors returned to Scotland with their heads held high.
I'm really happy with the guys. They stuck in from the first minute all the way through to the 80th. The speed of the game was something we anticipated. The boys stuck in. I couldn't ask any more from them. The conditions taken into consideration and everything else. I'm really proud of the guys. Really am proud of them.
To be fair to the Scottish lads, they kept going. When the weather got better, they picked up and played a little better than what we did for the last 15 minutes or so they did okay, to be fair to them.
Cheers, guys. Gutted. Only ways up. Only ways up.
Proper rugby league conditions. We talked about the legacy of the World Cup earlier. Scotland were fantastic in the World Cup, had a brilliant campaign. How important up there that they try and build on that and grow the game north of the border?
Well, I think it's important that they're allowed to play in Scotland, and what I mean by that is that they've got some clubs to play at, and we've seen Aberdeen there, and I agree with one of the commentators there that you've got to play the teams in the north of England and where it's established to get better and better. And bear in mind it'll be run by volunteers up there, fans of the game, so we've got to help them, we've got to encourage them and give them as much competition and exposure as we possibly can. But it's exciting when you see teams from Aberdeen coming down to play in England.